And we are live. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me and see me just well and make sure we're all good over here. It seems like we are. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all feeling well. Thank you all very much for tuning in to today's live stream. The date today is Monday, September 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time here in Miami, Florida. And I am here after a banger of an interview that many of you all around the world watched called The Inventor Speaks Out, all about Robert Religa, answering any questions that you guys feel may be open-ended and really just an ask me anything sort of live Q&A. So I do want to say thank you all very much for being here. And as usual, where are you tuning in from? What city, what state, what country, what town, what village? It really doesn't matter. I want to show everybody how far and wide we all are all around the world. I see Spaceman, the first guy from New York City. We see Jessica in Seattle, Washington. We got Karen in Alabama. We got Daniel in New Jersey. Daniel, hello, hello. We got Spiritual Journey from Toronto. And thank you very much, Kara, for loving the new space. I love it too. It makes it a pleasure to do all of this. I actually have a big screen right in front of me that I get to see all your comments on. It's awesome. We have California, Maui, Staten Island, Oklahoma City, Australia, Florida, Maine, Arkansas, Australia again, California again, Charleston, Ireland, West Coast California, Utah, Florida, Arizona. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you guys very much for being here. We even got the Netherlands in the house, along with Connecticut, Staten Island, Kentucky, and the list goes on and on. Thank you all so much once again for being here. We're going to dive right in. I'm going to give you some simple instructions in terms of how you can ask your questions. And whatever questions you have, nothing is off the table. If I can't answer, I'll tell you I can't answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know. And if I do, I will answer right away. So with that, if you do have a question pertaining to the interview, the technology, or really anything in between, all you have to do is ask your question in the comment live chat by commenting question semicolon and then asking your question. That way it will make it easier for me to be able to decipher between questions and comments so we can be as efficient as possible. While you guys start thinking on what your questions are, again, question semicolon, ask your question in the live chat. I'll give you guys a few really, really exciting updates. Also, some really exciting announcements. Number one, yesterday was Robert Religa's birthday. He's officially 74. September 7th, 1951, as he said in the interview, was his birthday. So wish him a happy birthday. I did the same yesterday. Robert, if you're watching, happy birthday, and thank you for all the work that you're doing. Tomorrow, on a side note, not that it matters to what we're doing here, is my sister's birthday. 2 weeks after that is my mom's birthday. We got a lot of Virgos in the family, and it's quite awesome. I'm a Cancer myself, so we're super compatible in terms of Cancer and Virgos. And I guess that's why we got this far. So again, happy birthday, Robert. And thank you very much for all the work that you're doing. With that, a few more things. Some of you know this, some of you don't, but the light system wearables, a lot of you have been asking, is there any way to be able to wear the technology? The light system wearables charged with a proprietary supercharger. More information will come out on that in the near future. All of those are available right now at tlsmarketplace.shop. I'm wearing one right here. Tiger's Eye is my favorite stone. It's a grounding stone. There are medallions, there are bracelets. I don't have mine on right now, but medallions and bracelets, along with many other types of amazing products on that platform, inclusive of, coming soon, Dr. Ed Group's products supercharged by the light system. That's global healing products supercharged by the light system, something that's never been done before. So make sure to go to tlsmarketplace.shop. There's a link in the description below this video. Again, that's tlsmarketplace.shop. There will be a very unique and healthy smartwatch, a TLS smartwatch called the Charge. And you're going to be able to run programs on that watch. You'll be able to manage and track every single one of your vitals like that. That's coming out soon as well. And something that some of you may have seen on my Instagram story, but I'll show you right here. This is the light system charged call it card. I don't know what the name's going to be, but this fits right into your wallet. This is metal that has been supercharged with the proprietary technology, not just the light system technology, but something that's incredible with more information and studies coming out soon to show you what it can do. This is not yet available, but keep your eyes and ears open because this will be available to be able to stick right into your wallet and carry the energy everywhere you go. So again, that is tlsmarketplace.shop. Make sure to go check it out. Make sure to go check out the products on that website. And of course, go to thelightsystems.com to learn more about the cube, the pyramid, the bigger systems, the chair, which some of you have been asking about. Stay tuned. Big announcement coming out early next week. And of course, there's something massive coming at the end of the year, which I look forward to announcing on behalf of the light system. So with that, again, we will start. I want to say thank you all very much for being here. Thank you all very much for your love. Thank you for your support. And we will dive right in. So I'm looking at some of the questions right over here. And we will start with, and I see some people saying, happy birthday, Robert. That's awesome. I see somebody saying how excited they are for the smartwatch, which is even more awesome. And we will go. So Spiritual Journey says, I have a medallion charged by the light system. Awesome. Paula, I purchased some previously from the other company, EE System. Is it the same charge? It is not the same charge. It is in terms of what is being used to charge these wearables, two completely different things. I, of course, completely support everything when it comes to the light system because I've seen it work myself. And of course, the supercharger that we're talking about is not just a big form of the technology, but something a whole lot more special. More information on that to come soon. So if you do get medallions, bracelets, any wearables, I would go to thelightsystems.com or simply go to tlsmarketplace.shop. If you're interested, they're also more affordable. And of course, there are always giveaways and donations and so on and so forth that organization does, which is why I do the work that I do. It's about giving back. It's about making this world a better place. And it's a pleasure to be able to serve in that way. We will go to, let's see here. Question from the Matrix 0022. Speaking of 22, I am now on my 22nd day of fasting. I was originally going to be doing 21 days, but I wasn't hungry. So I said, I'll just continue. And who knows, day by day, maybe I'll eat tomorrow. Maybe I'll eat the next day. Maybe I'll eat in a week from now. I have no idea. When I'm hungry, I will eat, but I feel great. I lost like 30 pounds. I feel lighter. I feel clearer, and I feel more powerful and stronger. By the way, also on the topic of twos, I ran 2 miles today. So don't let anybody tell you that you're not able to do anything when you're fasting because you're not going to have energy and you're going to die. That's not true, and I'm living proof of it. Ran 2 miles today on 22 days of no food, and I feel fantastic. With that, we will go to your question, the Matrix 0022, scalar energy. Great question. How does the system create scalar energy waves? So the first thing we need to understand when it comes to scalar energy is it is completely theoretical. Scalar energy has only been proven through mathematical formulas. It has not been measured directly because it cannot be measured directly because it is nonlinear, non-Hertzian energy, non-Hertzian waves. Hertzian, I'm sorry. Hertzian meaning it is out of the Hertzian spectrum. So think Hertz outside of that spectrum, nonlinear energy, nonlinear waves. So when we take that into consideration, technically, nobody can go and say, here is the proof that this creates, or direct proof that this creates scalar waves, whether it's any technology of its sort out there, including, in my opinion, the EE system. Because when it comes to scalar energy itself, do I believe it to be real? Absolutely, it is real. We measure it by effect, but there is no way to measure it directly. However, scalar energy and scalar waves are something, if you go to the more alternative way, which is my way, of course, it is something that is produced in absolutely everything. Your brain is a scalar wave generator. Your heart is a scalar wave generator. Everything, the fundamental energy of creation in and of itself is scalar energy. Now, when it comes to this system specifically, there's something called the Higgs field. And when you stack all the different modalities and aspects of what this technology is actually doing, which is not something that nobody can know, right? That was how it was for the past 3 years. And I didn't really like that because it's not that difficult to understand. When I asked Robert Religa, and I don't think this part was on the interview, but just in our conversations, when I asked him, hey, Robert, like, how did you create this? His response was beautiful. He said, Jason, this is not new. This technology is 4, 5, 6,000 years old. It's thousands of years old. And he said, all I did was take the understanding and the knowledge of ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge, and I put that into a modern system using a computer. So that's bridging the gap between his spiritual knowledge and his computer programming skills. And when he merged the two, he created something beautiful. So when it comes to scalar waves, big picture, everything produces scalar energy and scalar waves. You can enhance that theoretically by tapping into the Higgs field. And this technology, through its different stacked modalities on top of each other, interacts with the Higgs field to theoretically, and that's a very big word, theoretically tap into the so-called scalar field, enhance the so-called scalar field that's around us all the time. But again, everything fundamentally is made up of that fundamental energy. Look deeper into it, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Let's keep going to, not a question about the interview, but it's good. I noticed you said this from Karen Cassidy. I noticed you said you're getting your salt during your fast. What kinds of salt do you personally use? This kind of salt right here. So take your finger, put it in, eat that every hour or so, and you feel good. You actually need that to live. So you get literal mineral salt to be able to move electricity and energy through your body. That's what allows for the electricity to be conducted through your body. So that's pink Himalayan salt. That's what I use, and it's been awesome. Let's keep going to, and yes, Andrew says, I can see that your face slimmed down, bro. Yes, it did. A lot. 30 pounds lighter, 22 days. Ran 2 miles today. I feel amazing. So we'll keep going. All righty. Let's keep going to, one second, I saw a question about licensing. Let's see here. The new office area looks great. Thank you very much. Even though your name is not a part of EE system, do you still recommend going to them? So I'll say this as elegantly as I can. When it comes to center owners, regardless of the technology that they have, I would always support them. No matter what they have, it could be red light therapy. They're doing something good. When it comes to the company, I choose not to support them because I've seen what they've done. I've seen where it went. And I saw a lot of things that not only didn't pan out, but things that, in my opinion, were wrong. So when it comes to the company itself, I personally will never support them again, no matter what. And I've been offered a lot of money to do so by dropping everything that I'm doing to be able to allow them to not have competition. Now, there's no company in the world that doesn't have competition. And this is a whole different story because I don't even think they have the right to do what they're doing, but that's a whole other conversation. So I do recommend going to center owners regardless of what they have. I would never support the company in and of itself, but regardless, and I do have to say this, the technology works. And it works because Robert did a great job in terms of what he created. And now with the light system, we're seeing it work even better. That's what the testimonials are showing. That's what studies are showing. Even the doctor and scientist who did studies on the last technology is doing studies on this technology. And I won't speak for him. He'll be coming on to share that publicly with each and every one of you. Let's keep going to Jessica's question. Is Robert receiving reimbursement now for licensing? Yes, he is. That means every single sale that the light system makes, Robert gets a piece of. And he's been blessed over the past few months, and he's very happy with how things are going. And as he said in the interview, that's how he's able to defend himself and fund himself in court now. And that's not what he chooses to do. It's not what he wants to do. It's what the situation is calling for because somebody started a lawsuit and you have to respond to that lawsuit. Now, I hope to see all of that done sooner rather than later, because quite honestly, all of it is stupid. The thing that matters most here is not who's right or wrong. And that's why in the interview with Religa, it was what, 50 minutes? Less than 10% of it, if that, was focused on that situation just to answer people's questions. What matters here is very simple. Two things. Number one, the people that invested into the mission. They are the center owners. Number two, each and every one of you looking to help your body heal itself. And conflict hurts both of those buckets. So this isn't about who's right or wrong, although it may be. That's not what actually matters. What matters here is, how do we have the greatest positive impact in the world as a whole? And if this is a game of egos, of I'm right, you're wrong, it's stupid. If this is a game of who's going to spend more money in court, that's just bound to fail. Whoever is leading with that type of energy. And I won't name names, but I think it's pretty obvious right now. And that's why I say I hope to see it end sooner rather than later, because it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about what is right to do in the first place. And that's my stance on the situation. Let's keep going to, where's Religa? Religa lives in California. He never really moved from California. I think he was born in Orange County. Or no, I'm sorry. He was born in Ohio, Chicago, whatever. And it's all in the interview over there. But he moved, according to him, when he was 5 years old to California, and he's lived there ever since. So he lives just a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes away from Huntington Beach. And when I found him, he was actually in a nursing home, not doing great, not using the technology, traumatized from everything that he's been through. Just recently had a kidnapping attempt from certain individuals that were dealt with legally. And if they continue to do what they do, will end up in jail. And if you're watching, you know who you are. I will make sure you end up in jail, because that's a disgusting thing to do. But he made it through. So when I first met him, he was in a nursing home. Now he's in his own home, being taken care of, being brought back into as healthy of a state as he could possibly be in. And the difference, I know you guys don't know the difference from what, end of November, beginning of December of 24 up until now, in terms of his difference in health and communication and expression and so on and so forth. It is night and day in terms of the progress that the man made. And I'm just happy that he gets to that point. And I do want to say this before going to some more questions. The reason why I'm so passionate about what's going on here with this change, with this evolution, is because I felt like a lot of this was my fault. And when I saw him and when I met him, even when I reached out, there was this thing of him and his power of attorney. They did not like me. And I understand why they didn't like me, because in many ways, I and the TLS organization are the reason why, unknowingly, especially myself, I was the reason why, unknowingly, somebody else made tens of $millions on his back and he had nothing to show for it. And I wanted to make that right. Even if I saw nothing from it, I wanted to make that right, no matter what would have happened next. And that's why I felt so passionate of being the person to spearhead and bringing this knowledge and awareness to the world of who really created this system. Because I had a choice. I could have just kept my mouth shut. I could have not said anything. Nobody would have really understood what was going on. Eventually, he would have passed away like we all do, and that would have been the end of it. But I would have had to live with the karma of knowing that I just let this man wither away on his deathbed, knowing that he deserved something that he was never given, and I made it even worse for him. So that's a big part of the reason why I decided to say, you know what, we got to blow the lid off this thing. I know that there may be some damage on the way, but ultimately, if we're doing the right thing from a right place, and that's exactly where it came from, it's going to end very well. And thank God I could sit here 8 months later, 9 months later, and tell you not only it's ended very well, it is freaking splendid in terms of how things are going. His life is completely changing. And it's just a beautiful thing to be able to see. So I wanted to add that. Let's go to some more questions here. For the people who can't afford it, people who can't afford even $70, as Danielle brings up, that's what wearables are for. Use that. A light system, TLSmarketplace.shop. wearables, medallions, and many, many other types of modalities, including this awesome supercharged light system metallic gold card that you can bring with you absolutely everywhere. So there is a way to bring powerful, coherent energy with you wherever you go. And there's a way to be able to really enhance it to the highest degree. And that's where the cube comes in, the pyramid even stronger, the bigger units even stronger. And the strength comes from not the amount of units you have, but the actual, call it square footage on the screen, the amount of photons you have emitting from the screen, more photons, more light, more power. That's how that works. All righty. Let's keep going to, well, Jessica says, glad to hear he's getting some funds to help himself, not just some, a whole lot, and he's doing very, very well. He's very happy with how it's going. And that's it. Now it's just about resolving the conflict for the sake of center owners, for the sake of all of you, and really moving forward. But I will say one thing. When you see so much conflict around a technology, there's two things you can do. Walk away from it or understand that conflict like that only arises from a technology that is absolutely incredible. And I go with the latter because that's exactly what I'm seeing. Is there a way that the light system can reach the poor? Yeah, that's where donations come in. And that's where one of the things that I said before, I said, okay, I'm going to start speaking and doing voluntary spokesperson on their behalf, just like I did for E-System. It was only under the guarantee that there was going to be a give back program, donations to countries in need, donations to people in need. That's been done. It will be done even more, I'm sure of it, over the next few months, over the next few years, because that's what the mission is about. This is a mission-driven project. That's all that I'm part of. Mission-driven projects. That's what Unified World is. That's what Unified TV is. That's what Unified Healing is. And now that's what the light system is. All righty, so I see Gabriel Miraz. Just curious, what is the difference between the pyramid and the cube? Thank you for putting this together and giving the true inventor his credit. Thank you very much for that acknowledgement as well. So both of them run the same code. Right now, we're just running different programs for different purposes. This is focused on throat communication. That's why I always have this on, because I talk a lot. That's my job. I'm a spokesperson. So, sorry, that's my fast coming in. So, again, I mean, you could do it. You could pause it. You could play it. You can make it go down. You can make it go up. You could set the timing. You can change the actual program combinations that are running as well. And I'll give you an example right here. Boom, boom. So now you're focused more on inflammation, blood flow, so on and so forth. So this has the same capabilities as this, intentionality, function, so on and so forth. The difference is the, I don't know what the right word is, call it screen coverage, right? So this, because it's smaller, has less photons being emitted from it than this, which is bigger. This is about 60% coverage than this. So this, you will have a lot more photons, a lot more light, a lot more strength. And you can sleep around it. You can spend time around it. I do all of the above. Halo, our dog, was very sick. I put a pyramid right next to her crib. She's having the time of her life, jumping, yelling, screaming, barking. It's amazing. So that's what that whole thing is about. But really, to answer your question, Gabriel, the main difference is the strength, and that's reflected in the price difference, of course. So less photons here, more photons here. This is less than half the price. And this is, of course, the 13 price that all of you know. Now, one thing before we go to the next question. There are payment plans available for all products, all models that the Light System offers. And if you go to thelightsystems.com, you'll see a little tab over there that says payment plans. Click that. And whatever you want to go, whatever you want to do, whether it's a pyramid, cube, the bigger units, anything in between, chairs, so on and so forth, make sure if you're interested in the payment plan, schedule a call with a representative, book that call, get on that call, ask whatever questions you have, and they will walk you through the process as well. So that's a way of making it more accessible for more people around the world, as opposed to just a big ticket price that not everybody can afford. Some can. Now you can actually spread it out over time, make custom timelines, whatever that looks like. Thelightsystems.com. go to payment plans and you will be able to schedule a call with a representative to be able to set that up for you. All righty. And thank you for the people that are saying that, you did the right thing. Joe is saying you did the right thing. I really felt it in my heart. I knew it would be really difficult. And I knew that if you're going to come out with a problem, because there obviously was a very big one, and there is no other place to get this from, then all you have is a problem. And that's where Religa came in with his solution. Offer it to everybody. And he's done some incredible work with that. So it's pretty awesome to see how things have evolved and progressed. There are, I think, over 200 wellness centers right now, just over the past few months, that moved forward with the light system technology. There are hundreds, nearly 1,000 people that have these products, the cube and the pyramid, in their homes now. And that's helping Religa. That helps the mission as well. So we will keep going over here to the next questions and take it from there. And yes, Danielle, payment plans are available. Thank you for saying that's awesome. 100%. So, wow. That's actually his name. I called him Joe, but it's Wow from Portugal, if I'm not mistaken, maybe somewhere in Spain, but I think it's Portugal. He's actually a center owner himself. He said, what should we say to clients that don't feel anything in the first session? The same thing that a doctor says the first time you take a pill. It takes 3 months on average for the body to heal itself. And why do we say that? I learned this from Dr. Brian Artis. How long does a bone take to heal? And the answer is 3 months. 90 days, between 90 to 120 days is even safer. So for any of you that want to go and experience this technology and bring it to your home, don't think it's going to be some miracle that's going to fix you overnight. That's not how these things work. Sometimes it does. Don't expect that. Expect exactly what's out there in the world right now. If you can commit to 3 months of consistent sessions, you will see a whole different you. Consistent sessions with the protocol, eating better, drinking better, sleeping better, because that's what this does for you. So that's what I would say. Well, I would say 3-month commitment. Talk to me then. Do a test before, do a test after. Have actual logs that you write how you felt, because sometimes you forget and you have your own bias. So instead of having your own bias, hold yourself accountable, write it out, and see where it goes from there. All righty, let's keep going. Is there still a plan to put a system in the Philippines? So I think because of all the chaos that's been going on, a lot of those plans were put on the side, but that's something I will bring up to the light system themselves and make sure that something like that gets done, because that should get done. That was something that was in the talks over there in Africa, so on and so forth. But we must never forget our own home country, at least where I'm from here in the United States. A lot of people in need, a lot of organizations that can help children, abused women, abused children, and everything in between. So all of those things are in the works, and if they're not, I will bring that up to the team. All righty, let's keep going. And yes, Danielle, payment plans are awesome. Gabriel Miraz, much respect to you, Jason. I have a new level of respect for you. Only a man of higher character would thank you, would do that, would do what you did for Robert. Again, respect. Thank you, Gabriel. I will say it's been extremely difficult, but extremely worth it, extremely gratifying, because we did something good and we helped somebody. And honestly, that's what I love. I want to read you guys a quick little text message here that I got earlier today from, I would call him a friend at this point, although I've only met him once. His name is Malik Robinson, and he texted me out of the blue just the other day. And I'm going to get my phone so I can read it to you. He texted me out of the blue. And just for context, this is the guy who, when I was on tour in, where was I? A bunch of states in middle America, but we also did Arizona on the way. At the Grand Canyon, me and Noah were sleeping there. I met this guy. He's 26 years old, around my age, maybe 27 now. And he told me his whole story just as a random stranger, and I wanted to help him because of what he went through. And I knew that to help him, it's not just advice. This guy needs money. And I took a risk and I said, we may be donating to somebody that may use it the wrong way, but we may also be donating to somebody that will be able to change their life. And thank God it was the latter. And he texted me this today after we donated $10,000 to him, just right then and there, because that's part of the mission. He said, "How's it going, brother? I hope all is well. I just want you to know that I'm grateful for you and what you did. It changed the whole trajectory of my life. This time last year, I was addicted to opioids after so much loss. And after losing my father, I stopped because that was a strong desire of his for me to stop. I also knew and felt I was meant to be a speaker, but my dreams were buried under so much pain that I lost my identity. I wasn't even telling the truth about my age because I was shamed and my dreams got derailed. Honestly, growing up, I remember my mom forgetting my birthday a couple of times. I even had a seventh birthday twice. And last year, she made food and had a cake with a 26 on it, and I was broken. I just went on saying I was 26 when in reality I was 27. I actually just turned 28 on August 26th. There we go. So he's 28 years old. I've been feeling shame ever since we did the interview because I didn't tell my real age. This is a good person. But with time and healing, I've embraced my life, my journey, and my age. Brother, from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely want to apologize for that. Thank you for your compassion and heart. I just wanted to let you know because your love sparked back purpose in me. I got the chance to get flown out to Atlanta to speak for a church and for the public's staff. Brother, what you did has changed my life. I love you. I'm grateful for you. And I'm sorry again. Thank you, brother. Malik, if you're watching, thank you. That doesn't matter about the age, but I appreciate you sharing that. And I share this with you because this is what the mission is about. And we did something good. And I didn't know what Malik was going to do with that, but he did something great. And it's just beautiful. We'll keep going here. David Collins, I have an energy light center 20 minutes away from me. Go check it out. Go experience it. Let me just drink some water. Okay. Teresa said, I was approved to open a center where I live. My gut caused me to go back out just as all of this with Robert began to come to light. But I do plan to open a center in Panama. I look forward to coming to visit your center in Panama. Panama's a beautiful country. Let's keep going. You say 3 months. How many sessions in 3 months? Once a week consistently, and you will see the effects from there. You got to be consistent with these things. It's extremely important. Healing heart. Why don't you expose who the kidnappers were? If they were dealt with legally, please identify them so we can look up the legal action ourselves. So many lies in the past, we need to do our research. When I say they were dealt with legally, I mean the lawyers reached out, there were cease and desist given. They said they're stopping everything that they're doing. And of course, Robert's lawyers, from at least the information I was given, which I did verify with some of those lawyers, Robert's lawyers did explain that if they do X, Y, or Z, which I'm not going to name over here, and move forward with X, Y, or Z, they're pursuing full legal action on both civil and criminal charges. So there's no need to share names. It's not going to do anything. But it was a real crazy, crazy situation. And some of the center owners know who these people are as well. So there are other people that can back that up. But I do appreciate what you're saying because there are so many lies in the past. And I am so over every single one of the lies. Let me just look over here. All righty. Let's keep going. How long should the once a week sessions be? So this is just my recommendation, take it or leave it. I would do a minimum of 2 hours. I would do an overnight once a month. If it's too expensive for you, try to make a deal with your center owner, tell them your situation and work something out with them. They're all very reasonable people in it for the right reasons. Let me just change this back to my favorite one right here. There we go. But yes, reach out to your center owner. Go to unifiedhealing.com to find a center owner near you. And from there, you'll be able to reach out to them, contact them, and see where it takes you. Is Robert now using the light system at home? Yes, he is. He has his own very pyramid. He's going to get the bigger units in the near future as well. But yes, he does have a light system at his home. He's using it. He absolutely loves it. I don't know if he said that in the interview or not. I honestly don't remember because the lines are blurred between my phone conversations with him and my conversation with him in person during that interview. Let's keep going to, would you consider to donate and open a light system healing center in Gaza? That's not up to me. That's up to the light system team. You can email them, and anybody, by the way, that wants to see something open on a donation basis in their country can reach out to the light system team, ask them what can be done, and of course, I'm sure they'll consider whatever they can. Alrighty, how much does an overnight generally go for? So it depends who you're talking to and where you go. Sometimes it's $200, $250. Sometimes a more private session is about $800 or $850, but you can bring like 4 or 5 people with you. So it all depends on where you are. But again, don't take anything at face value. Reach out to your center owner, ask them what can be done if you need help there. And maybe there could be like a barter, an exchange, whatever it is. But I've seen them work in incredible ways with people that need help. And of course, sometimes they could actually donate it for free because they're doing well enough. Now, that's not all the time. But for example, I know my family center, Rays of Light, Port Washington, New York. Sometimes when they have really good months, they're able to give things for free as well. So it's important not only to ask for things at no cost because you can't afford it, but for those of you that can't afford it, you must give and pay for it because that allows for the owners to be able to operate and help the people that don't quite have the resources to do just that. How many hours is an overnight session? An overnight session is generally between 8 to 12 hours. Again, it varies center to center. Go to unifiedhealing.com to learn more information about that. There's a link in the description below this video as well. And if it's not there, there will be one, unifiedhealing.com to find a center near you. Spaceman, how are you, brother? Was Robert ever approached by the Light System? No, he was not approached by the Light System as an organization, although they are aware of the entire situation. And that's a whole other story. But if you do want to learn more, because a lot of people ask a very valid question, if they're so great at what they do as an organization, we're not talking about the company itself, but the organization. If they're so great at what they do, how did something like this happen? And if you want more information on that, you can go to the Religa interview, and in the link in the description below that video, there is a link to the interview with Ray. The last interview I did with Ray, Conversations with Ray, called A New Chapter Begins. There's a 15 to 20-minute segment where he speaks all about what happened over there, and he explains the inner workings of how certain things actually went over the heads of certain individuals in the Light System as an organization, because it doesn't work with the very top people doing something like that. There are people, just like in any big organization like that, that are given projects. In this case, I think his name was Mark, was given the EES project. And he was the one in charge, and he made mistakes, and he didn't do proper due diligence. And by the way, neither did I. And that's where accountability needs to be taken. And that's why I'm working my butt off to make things right for center owners. And I hope that EE System will do the same, because what they're doing right now is not good for center owners. It's not only hurting themselves, it's hurting center owners. And so far, they have not yet been able to see that. But I think they're coming to their senses. And if they don't, I'm sure they will at some point. I just hope it's not too late for them. Now, I saw a question about where the case stands in litigation and all that. There are rumors that we're going to shut out right now. There are rumors that EE System won in court. No, they did not. The reason why those rumors were spread is because EE System paid, and this is a fact, paid to put out a press release. When you put out a press release, you need to pay PR platforms, PR agencies, whatever it is, to put that out. And the headline was a lie, extremely misleading. I don't have it in front of me. It doesn't really matter. But they said how they defeated me and Religa in court, which isn't even near true. What they were talking about was the fact that when they sued me, and I said, hey guys, why are you suing me in Nevada? We should move it to Florida. I removed it to Florida. And they said, no, you can't remove it to Florida. At this time, my father just passed away. I didn't have the proper time to get legal counsel to deal with it, which thank God today we do, and it's great. And guess what happened? They moved the case back from Florida. It's called a removal, being brought back to the original state in Nevada, which is fine. But that just means that I removed it to Florida and they removed it and brought it back. That doesn't mean that anything was defeated in court. As a matter of fact, the cases haven't even yet started. They're not active, they're pending. Now, it begs the question, why would they pay for a press release with such a misleading headline? Why do you play a game like that? It's just a dishonorable way of going about things. I mean, I even saw an article that was a fake article that they shared with Mark Peebler. He calls himself Dr. Dream, and he is not a doctor himself either, by the way. One thing in common, but we won't go there. They gave him a fake article to read from on a YouTube video that was taken down because it was false. So there are a lot of ugly games here. Who's behind it? Whether it's one person, two people, three people, I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I just think it's useless. I think it's stupid. I think it's a little pathetic. And I think that there are very, very different ways to handle this. You handle this by being a man about it and speaking face to face and finding ways to resolve it. I believe that time will come. I think that time is coming. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But the people that are getting hurt here were people that shouldn't be. And of course, it's hurting themselves. And I think they're starting to see that as well. Let's keep going to the next question from Dylan Aronson. Dylan Aronson, I'm a recovery specialist and want to build a new freedom of addiction system. I'd like to relate it to a lot of knowledge you've brought forward to me. I'm just asking for your permission, including the line system. Dylan, I don't know what you mean by that. So you would have to reach out to, in this case, my team, just to give us a lot more information. And maybe it's something I can even help with. So step by step, but reach out. And I'd love to learn more about what you're talking about. When it comes to are you going to inherit the license once Robert passes? Number one, that is not me because I have no part in this in any way that that question asks. But no, Light System will not be inheriting the rights to the technology. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you something that's pretty beautiful. Robert has a caretaker. She's an amazing woman. And she does a great job just helping him and now helping him go through his journey and so on and so forth. And as far as I know, I haven't seen it myself, but what he told me was he's leaving everything to her children. That's a beautiful thing because he's not married. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have next of kin. And I think it's very honorable to be able to leave something like that for somebody that took care of you to give back to them and take care of their own children. So that's how that whole thing, to my knowledge, is going to be going down. And I think it's really, really beautiful. And Susie Junko, you're a lot thinner. Yes, that's because I haven't eaten for 22 days. I'm counting. We'll see how long it lasts. All righty. We will do one or two more questions and bring this to a close. So Jessica asks a $1 million question. Will there be more chairs released for purchase? I'll answer this way. Stay tuned on maybe end of this week, beginning of next week. A big announcement is coming out, and I think you guys are going to love it. So I'll keep that one there. Robert does have a big heart. Spiritual Journey is your account name. I don't know what your name is, but yes, he does have a big heart. And I think it's a beautiful thing that he chose to do it that way. Rachel said, I thought that you would look skinnier, but I guess you do look pretty skinny. Blessings. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I feel great. Does the other technology work? Yes, the technology works, but it's not theirs. I mean, no matter how you want to twist and turn it, right? It first started with this story of I had a download. You know who said that? I had a download in the 90s during a solar eclipse in 1992, which, by the way, there was none in the time that she said, in the month and the year that she said there was no eclipse during that time. But that's a whole different story, right? Maybe people can forget timelines. And now the story is different. It's, oh no, I licensed it from Robert, but I didn't like how it worked. So I had my brother Max rewrite it. And we didn't copy it. And then the story changed. Oh no, we actually copied about 20 lines. This is all in the court case. We actually copied about 20 lines, but we didn't copy anything else. That's called a derivative work. That's copyright infringement. I'm not a lawyer, but you can look into it yourself. The story keeps changing. So even if we landed at the story that's now on record, right? It's something under oath that they're saying. It still is not the story that was originally said because it started as a download. Now it turned into, oh no, I actually licensed it from Robert, is what she said in her, not in there, I should say, affidavits and what they were explaining. They licensed it from Robert, and then they hired her brother, Sandra's brother, to rewrite it. So you didn't get it during an eclipse. You didn't get it during a download. You got it from Robert. And now you're saying that, wait a second, we actually changed it. So it's not the same. So the idea came from Robert. It looks the same as Robert's. You copied lines of code from Robert's, and I don't know. So it does work, but it's his. And that's why I'm doing the work that I'm doing now. All righty, we'll do one more question here, and we'll actually end it on something really fun. Halo. You know what? I'm going to go get her real quick. Just give me 1 second because she's the cutest thing in the world, and I want you guys to see her. All righty. This, my friends, is the cutest thing to ever live. Her name is Halo. She's 11 or 12 weeks old. She's eating my medallion, which is okay. She's a little baby. And incredible. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. I did not have the balls and the guts to move forward with getting a dog because I'm like, it's a huge responsibility. How will I be able to do it? It's too much. And I'll tell you how it happened because it's a fun little story. What was it, 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago? Noah, my fiance, goes, there's this thing called puppy yoga. Let's go. And I'm like, okay, what's that? She's like, it's yoga with little puppies running around. I'm like, cool. So Saturday morning, August 20, what was it? Early August 20, something around there. We, I'm sorry, baby. We go to puppy yoga and it was amazing. And I'm just playing with all these little puppies. There were 6 little puppies running around during the yoga class. And we get back home. We're just laying in bed during the day. It wasn't a nice day, just raining, whatever. And we go, and I go to Noah and I say, no, you want to go to some puppy stores? I want to go play with some. It's okay. It's okay. I want to go play with some. And she says, sure, let's go. I said, we're not getting one. I just want to see. So we go to the store and whatever, like super cute, but that's about it. And then we go to another store, super cute, but that was about it. And then no, and then I'm like, let's go get a massage. And Noah goes, there's one more store I want to go see. And I said, okay. So we go and come sit on me. We go to the store and I see Halo, and she was the cutest thing in the world. And I really felt a connection to her. Like I need to take you. Like you need to come home with us. But then I'm like, okay, we can't make an impulsive decision. Let's go home. We'll come back tomorrow if we want. It's already nighttime. Nobody's going to take her. They're closing soon anyways. And we'll see where it goes. So we think about it, and we actually landed, me and Noah, on now is not the right time to get a puppy. The next day rolls around. My sister and my brother-in-law come into town, into Miami. We're talking about it. I'm considering it again. We look into all the travel aspects and how difficult it may be or how easy it may be, whatever it is. Turns out these types of dogs are the easiest ones to be able to travel with. So yes, yes. So we go back to the store. I show my sister Ashley the dog, Halo, and I was just in love with her and I couldn't leave without her. And I said, listen, I'm taking her right now. Like we're doing it. Doing it and we'll figure it out. Best decision of my life. 2 days later, gets super sick, almost dies. Crazy, crazy, crazy expenses at emergency hospitals. I mean, like those hospitals should be ashamed of themselves. They also misdiagnosed her. And it was a whole deal. And I won't get into all the details because I did on Instagram and YouTube and all that. But I realized something. I realized that, and this is just my understanding of it, right? Yes. My understanding of it, the way that I sort of interpret the situation is, I'll just be straight up with you. We spent almost $20,000 to keep her alive, to get her to this point. And I really feel that if she fell into anybody else's arms, they would have done exactly what the pet store said. Give the dog back, we'll replace. I'm not giving her back and I'm not replacing her. Like that you're sick in the head. Some people just can't afford it. And some people would just put the dog down because they can't afford it. And I really feel, and it could just be me making something up in my own head. I just feel it in my heart. I don't think she would have survived if we didn't take her because she was sick before we got her. We just didn't know. She started showing all of that and throwing up and so on and so forth only afterwards. I don't think she would have made it if we didn't take her. I'm happy we took her, and I will do everything for her because she's literally my love. And like, wow, opened my heart in so many different ways. And that's the story with Halo. And now she's all aggressive and she likes fighting and she likes biting. Do you want to bite me now? No, she doesn't want to bite me now. But she likes biting usually. And she's just a beautiful little girl that I'm really happy to have. And it's such a pleasure to take care of her. Like I enjoy if I have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to take care of her because I get to see her and I get to play with her. So I love you. So yeah, that's the Halo story. And it's pretty awesome. I'm actually going to be getting her a little medallion to wear like all my other family dogs have because it's like our tradition. And this is going to be a light system medallion. So with that, I would like to say thank you very much. If you have not yet watched the Robert Religa interview, make sure to do so. It's incredible. It gives a lot more understanding on how everything sort of panned out, how the creation of this technology was actually done. And it may answer a lot of your questions. The licensing agreement is there on screen for everybody to be able to see. All the evidence is there, the important evidence, at least, for everybody to be able to see. I'm an open book with absolutely everything. And I'm just grateful that we got this far. So, with that, I want to close with two important things. Number one, if you have not yet checked out the marketplace, go right here to the lights, tlsmarketplace.shop. Check out the bracelets, check out the medallions, check out everything that the website has to offer, including very healthy, toxic free weight loss supplements over here. And of course, Brain Tap and many other products that are going to be available on the website. tlsmarketplace.shop is where you can get your medallions, where you can get your bracelets, where you can get all types of awesome products, including soon to be global healing products. Again, that's tlsmarketplace.shop. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Get yours today anywhere around the world. It is shipping worldwide. In addition to that, you can go to my website, jasonshirka.com. This is exciting, jasonshirka.com, to learn more about the Becoming Superhuman event, the event of the year, right after New Year's, January 16, 17, and 18, with myself, Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Ed Group, and of course, Robert Edward Grant. Let me just shut this off, close that, and show you what this is all about. Early bird tickets are still available before the price goes up on October 1st. So you guys have this month to make your decision. And it's going to be an incredible 3-day event starting Friday evening into Saturday and Sunday with an amazing party that we're all going to be dancing at, having a good time at, and doing a very powerful activation led by Robert Edward Grant and his AI called The Architect. So make sure to get your tickets at jasonshirka.com/becoming superhuman. And payment plans are available. So when you click right over here to get tickets, it will take you over here and you can say what you want to do. And of course, you will be able to get your ticket right over here, and I'll show you how to do it. You click Get Tickets, and you can choose your payment plan to pay in 4 installments of $500, and you're all set and you're all done. So make sure to check it out, jasonshirka.com/superhuman. I hope to see you all there. It's going to be an incredible event with myself, Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Edward Group from Global Healing, and Robert Edward Grant. And there's going to be a whole lot of value brought forth over there, including a raffle for anybody that comes, automatically entered into the raffle to win a light system cube and a light system pyramid, and some more special surprises there as well. Go to jasonshirka.com if you want to get your tickets. Use the payment plan if it helps you. I'm sure it will. And on top of that, make sure to go to tlsmarketplace.shop to get your medallions, bracelets, and everything else on the site. Thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. And I will see you all soon. Have a beautiful, blessed week. Thank you.